We're gonna do a sequence that's fairly swift and straightforward, but it's a primarily standing sequence, but using a chair. So grab whatever chair you have. If it's on casters and can roll about, it's gonna make it far more challenging for your core. If you don't have a chair nearby, you could use a countertop or sofa, and you're just gonna come to standing and you're gonna spin around. So here we are with our chair. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hands down. Now, if I had less mobility in my body, I might spin my chair around and keep my hands a little higher. Just a choice, right? So heels are gonna come together and they're gonna lift up. And you're just gonna hold there. So I've got my little Pilates V, heels together, toes apart, and my heels lifted enough to where I can still squeeze them together and feel connection all the way up into my hips. And then if my spine will allow, I am going to slightly round my spine and make sure my shoulders aren't trying to round my spine for me, but my spine is actually doing it. Now, if I can't round my spine for whatever reason, I might just keep it straight, but really think about the length. So whatever works for you, and you're gonna hold that position, you're gonna bend and straighten. We're gonna do 8 little bend and straighten. So little plies. 1, breathing, 2. I like to exhale as I straighten and lift, like some imaginary strings lifting me up towards the ceiling. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower the heels down and separate the legs so that they're parallel. Walk your hands a little forward if you have surface to do that. And you're going to press down through the arms and imagine you're almost pulling the chair underneath you as you round your spine for a little cat-cow. Again, if your spine doesn't need a huge amount of, if it doesn't allow for a lot of range of motion, like a huge curve and a huge arch, then keep it minimum. Maybe you just practice breathing and holding there. I'm gonna go out, but I'm not gonna like really drop into my full extension. I'm really supporting it. And even as I round, I'm thinking, can I create the longest arc that my spine will give me? And then go the other way. Extension of your spine. And one more. So not a ton. And then going out. And then you're gonna find a happy medium and walk your feet really close together and a little bit closer to your chair. Take your hands to the top of the chair and one hand's gonna be center. The other hand is gonna reach up towards the ceiling and you're gonna twist a little bit, and I'm pushing down through this bottom arm so it's really active. And I'm trying not to let my knees wobble. So my knees and my hips are trying to stay stable as I rotate. Then I'm gonna bring that arm all the way around. I'm gonna knock this hand out of the way, slip the other hand underneath, and go to the other direction. Trying to lift my belly, trying to keep my balance because my hips definitely want to shift. Like I really want to wing over to the side, but I'm going to try and stay center. And then going to the other side. And this could be really small, and if your arms can't do a straight version, maybe you're just doing a little shoulder roll. That's fine. You just lead from the elbow and bend the arm. Pushing down to that bottom arm. And then come center, bringing your arms back down. From there, you're gonna walk your feet back. I wouldn't be too wide, but you don't have to be in the turnout. You're gonna bend your knees so that you have some weight into those heels, but you still have some engagement in the arms. And I'm thinking about pulling my arms, pulling the chair underneath me. Belly, head, ribs and chest, belly lifted. I'm going to lift one heel and then that foot up. My other knee has a slight bend, but I'm not shifting all my weight into my arms. I'm finding some balance back into that leg. And then I'm gonna take my lifted leg and stretch it back behind me only as high as I don't feel like I dump into my spine, right? Head, chest and ribs and belly are still supported. My leg is lifted from my leg muscles, not my back necessarily, although they are involved. You're gonna bend and straighten your standing leg for 4, for 3, for 2, keep the belly engaged. 1, hold there, take that straightened leg, lifted leg, and you're gonna lift and lower it for 8. 7, make sure you're in your standing leg and your arms are active. Head, chest, and belly are still lifted. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, bring that knee towards your chest. If your spine wants to round, let it round as you pull that in. Lift your standing leg, the left foot that's on the ground, lift that heel up and stack the feet next to each other with the heels lifted. Lower the heels, bend the knees, find your balance. Lengthen the spine back out if you rounded it. Head, chest, belly, lifted, arms engaged. Lift the other foot up, stretch that leg back, bend and straighten 4 times on your standing leg so you feel how much work you need to give your standing leg. 2, 3, 4. Then from there, you're gonna lift and lower the lifted leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, arms engaged, head, chest, belly lifted. 2, 1, bring that knee towards your chest. Allow the spine to round. Lift the bottom heel up, step the feet together. Squeeze the legs together as you lower those heels down. Have your turn out, so heels together, toes apart, just like where we started. Lift your heels back up, and this time, if your body will allow, you're gonna see, can I go lower? How low could I go? Knees are over my middle toes, my heels are still together. How low could I go? And when I come up, instead of sending my butt back, I'm sending my navel up to the ceiling. Even if I need to keep my spine long and straight, I'm still thinking, lift my organs through my back body, not my butt behind me, right? And you go down. Just 4 of these. 2. Are you breathing? What breath pattern feels good to you? 3. Maybe only go down a little bit, right? So it's okay if you don't go down all the way. 4. Lower the heels, separate the feet, walk your hands a little forward. From there, walk your feet a little bit back and take your feet about the width of your chair. Stretch back and allow your shoulders to upwardly rotate and yawn through all of this rib cage and the side of your waist. Keep your knees a little soft. Maybe you shift a little bit right and left through your body weight. Breathe. Then find center, and you're gonna pull with your arms. This is where the casters, like the rolling chairs, are really tough. You're gonna pull forward, and you have to figure out where you wanna be with your arms. So play around with it, where you need your body weight with your chair and your body mechanics to come forward. Step your feet a little back if you need to. And I want to feel a little bit of those hips working. See if you can rock a little forward on your toes. Can you articulate through your toes, the ball of your foot, and your ankle? Reach the heels back. Think about the head, the chest, the belly, and the hips all active as you then bend your elbows and straighten, right? Not the deepest push-up in the world because my head hits my chair. But I'm trying to keep my spine from sagging to my chair. 3, keep going. 4, just 5. And then step your feet forward. Take a little stretch back, shifting your feet, your weight into your feet. And then slowly you'll round up, but make sure you're in your feet. You're gonna roll your pelvis up, not push your knees back. Roll your pelvis upright, your ribs, your shoulders, your head. Then we're gonna spin around and sit in the chair. Right at the very edge of your seat. You're gonna lift your heels together. You're gonna reach your arms out to the sides of the room. You're gonna squeeze your legs together. Make sure you try not to collapse back. You're gonna extend one leg, keep the quad really active. You're gonna lower and lift that leg for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Do the other side. Lower and lift for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Bring the heels together and the toes apart. Extend the leg with turnout. See, I've wiggled back somehow. I've rocked a little bit back. So coming forward on my seat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it in. Other side. Lower and lift. 4, 3, 2. Don't fall back. 1. Bring it in. Bring the legs together. 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. The back heel is lifted. I'm really gonna think about working the rotation of my hip in the joint on my front leg. So as I shift, I'm really gonna dig into my front heel and work that hip coming over the ankle, not my knee going back, because then to get straight, I've gotta crunch my back. So I'm bringing my butt over my foot, and then we're gonna go back down. Arms are just wherever you need it. Try that again, coming up for 2, and down. For 3, and down. And 4, and down. Go slower if you need to, go faster if you need to. 5. Trying to keep my shoulders, my neck, my jaw, everything else pretty easy. Switch sides. Digging, this side's always different for me. I mean, that's what we can expect for it to feel different. So we just continue to practice and explore and learn about ourselves. And that's what makes it all interesting. 2, 3, 4, 1 more. If you want more, do more for sure. 5, come down, separate the feet about shoulders width. Bring them back as far as you can, but still keep the heels down. Arms are gonna come back, you're gonna straighten them and they're gonna reach back behind you. As if someone's pulling your fingertips, you're gonna hinge in your hips, dig into the heels and come up, right? So I'm in the heels, belly lifting away from my thighs, ribs lifting away from my thighs, but my shoulder blades have retracted as I reach my arms behind me, and that's what you're gonna do. You're squeeze your shoulder blades, reach and lift those pinky fingers up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and bring your butt over your feet, your hips underneath you as you stand up, opening up the front of the hip, working underneath you, right? And then step the feet together, and you're done. Until next time, keep moving.